mean picks. Thursday Night Football, we got a good game. We got the Bills at the Patriots, a division matchup. The Bills are favored by 3.5 on the road. The Bills have kind of been struggling as of late. They still won their game versus the Lions, but it was a lot closer than I thought it should have been for a Bills team that has hopes to, go and win the Super Bowl. The Patriots, their defense is one of the best in the league. Their offense has struggled, but last week versus the Vikings, even though they lost, Mac Jones had one of the best games of his career, passing for almost 400 yards. So maybe we'll see more signs of life from this offense in this game versus the Bills. With that being said, though, I'm still going to go with the Bills to win straight up just because I feel like they're the better overall team. And when it comes down to, that final 2-minute drive, I trust Josh Allen more than I trust Mac Jones at this moment. But give me Patriots plus 3.5. I think they are going to keep this as a very, very close and competitive game. Another good game here. Titans at the Eagles. The Eagles are favored by 5 at home. These are two really, really good teams, but I love the way the Titans match up with the Eagles. The Eagles' defensive weakness is their run defense. The Titans' offensive strength is their run game with Derrick Henry. He was slowed down last week by the Bengals defense, but I think he's going to bounce back this week and is going to be able to take advantage of the Philadelphia defense's weakness up the middle there. But quarterback-wise, Ryan Tannehill is just nowhere near as good as Jalen Hurts. Hurts has been looking absolutely dominant and unstoppable this season, so give me the Eagles to win straight up at home, but give me the Titans plus 5. I think this will be a close and competitive game, especially because Mike Vrabel is such a good head coach. Packers at the Bears. The Bears are 3.5-point underdogs at home. This game is confusing because we don't know if Justin Fields is starting yet. So I'm going to say this. If Justin Fields is starting, this is Wednesday when I'm recording this, so there's no word yet. If Justin Fields is starting, I will take the Bears plus 3.5, and I'll have them pulling off the upset at home. If there's a year that the Bears beat the Packers, it's going to be this year. This is the year. The Bears have had some good moments. The Packers have been a huge disappointment. But if Justin Fields isn't playing, Packers are going to cover and Packers are going to win. So I'll just say that. Jaguars at the Lions. The Jaguars are 1.5-point favorites on the road, which is actually surprising because the Lions have been really hot this past month. They came so close to knocking off the Bills on Thanksgiving. The Jaguars, they just pulled off a huge comeback win versus the Ravens, a game-winning drive from Trevor Lawrence. But I got to roll with the Lions here. I think overall from this past month, they've looked like the better team. I feel like Jacksonville's been pretty inconsistent. So I'm going to go with the team that's been hotter, and that is the Lions. So give me the Lions to win and give me them plus 1.5. Browns at the Texans. The Browns are favored by 7 on the road, and this is Deshaun Watson's first game back from suspension. Obviously, he's playing his old team, the Texans. And let me say this. It's far from guaranteed that in this first game back, Deshaun Watson is going to play like the Deshaun Watson we've seen these past few years. He hasn't played football in a year and a half, almost 2 years. How is he going to come out and play? Yes, the Texans are the worst team in the league, but they're going to have a chip on their shoulder probably, and they're going to want to spoil this homecoming, I guess you can call it, for Deshaun Watson, or this revenge game for Deshaun Watson. So I'm going to take the Browns to win straight up, though. They're coming off a win versus the Bucs. I'm going to pick them to win straight up because they are a better team than the Texans. But give me the Texans plus 7. I think this game will be interesting, and I think it's just a huge question mark how Deshaun Watson's going to play. So I don't think the Browns are going to run away with this. I think this will be a closer game than people think. So give me the Browns straight up, but the Texans plus 7. Jets at the Vikings. Ooh, another good game here. Vikings favored by 3 at home. Mike White threw for over 300 yards and 3 tutties last week versus the Bears. We know this defense is elite, and now this offense is looking pretty good with Mike White at quarterback, but this is going to be a real test for him versus a very good Vikings team. Yes, their secondary isn't too great, but their pass rush and defensive line is pretty good. So how is Kirk Cousins, talking about the other quarterback, going to play versus a very good Jets defense? He did get that primetime win last week, and we know primetime has kind of been Kirk's kryptonite. So I'm going to roll with the Vikings to win at home straight up. But give me the Jets plus 3 because I think this defense can make this interesting. I think this will be another close game, and I'm really excited to watch this one, guys. Steelers at the Falcons. The Steelers are actually 0.5-point favorites on the road, which is crazy. They're coming off a big upset win versus the Colts. Well, I mean, it wasn't really that big of an upset win, but it was still an upset win on the road in prime time. Kenny Pickett has been getting better and better throughout his rookie season, and the Falcons have been struggling as of late. Marcus Mariota, he's not looking like he should be QB1. I'm wondering if we're ever going to see Desmond Ridder at all this season because Mariota threw a game-losing interception with just over a minute left last week in the red zone. It was like 2nd and goal. I'm not really a fan, though, of the Falcons coaching. I don't know why they don't run the ball more. They're great at running the ball, but it seems like in key moments, Arthur Smith doesn't have this team running the ball. I'm actually going to go with the Steelers to win on the road here. Kenny Pickett, I think he's going to take another step forward in this game. So give me the Steelers straight up and give me them minus half a point, I guess. Broncos at the Ravens. The Ravens are favored by 8.5 at home. The Broncos have obviously been the biggest disappointment in the league this season. Just absolutely terrible. This offense is terrible. Russ looks like he's losing the Broncos locker room. It's a mess. But the Ravens have not been playing great as of late either. Obviously, they're not anywhere near as bad as the Broncos or that situation over there in Denver, but they just lost to the Jaguars. They lost on a game-winning drive by Jacksonville. They let Jacksonville drive down the field and complete a 2-point conversion to take the lead. Obviously, that's a super deflating way to lose. And then a week before that, they were not dominant at all versus the Panthers. They didn't beat the Panthers easily. It was a close game. But since Denver has been so bad on the field, and I think there's frustrations going on in the locker room, I'm going to pick the Ravens to win, and I'm going to pick them to cover the 8.5-point spread. Oof, that spread is so big, and I don't feel comfortable doing that with the Ravens, but the Broncos have just been so bad. Commanders at the Giants. The Giants are 2.5-point underdogs at home. And oof, this is a tough game for me to pick because I'm a Giants fan. They have been struggling as of late, but they're getting some key players back from injury this week. Daniel Jones, he always seems to play well against the Commanders. Is he going to do that again this year? I don't know, because the Commanders have been so hot as of late. They're literally 7-1, I think, in their last 8 games. Are they going to come in here and beat the Giants? I'm going to go with no. I have to pick the Giants to win this week because they know it's a must-win game. I'm going to pick them to get the win at home, and I'll take them plus 2.5 as well. I don't know why I'm losing my voice today. My voice sounds so scratchy. I don't know what's going on. Dolphins at the 49ers. Another good game, guys. This week has so many great games. Oh my gosh. So the 49ers are actually favored at home by 4, which is pretty surprising because the Dolphins have been so good. The 49ers have been really hot though as well. They're on a 4-game win streak. Their defense just shut out the Saints in their last game. The Dolphins defense is kind of a question mark, but this offense has been on fire and Tua has been unstoppable. Literally, he hasn't lost a full game that he's played. You have to remember though, Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel was the offensive coordinator of the 49ers last year. So will the 49ers kind of know the way the Dolphins are going to run their offense in this game? Are they going to be able to know this game plan pretty well? I think that's a key thing to think about in this game. So I'm going to take the 49ers plus 4, but I'm going to take the Dolphins straight up and have Tua continuing his win streak. Seahawks at the Rams. The Seahawks are favored by 8 on the road. The Rams are an absolute mess. All their key players are injured. All their star players are injured. It's terrible. They don't even have their first round pick in this upcoming draft. So I got to go with Seattle here to win this one straight up. And I'll take them to cover the 8-point spread because it's really bad right now in LA. Chargers at the Raiders. The Chargers are favored by 1.5 on the road. So both these teams have played pretty well the past 2 weeks. Raiders are coming off back-to-back overtime wins. Chargers, they got the win versus the Cardinals, and they played pretty competitively with the Chiefs, even though they didn't win that game. Obviously, Mahomes came down and scored a game-winning drive. But I'm going to roll with the Chargers here. So give me the Chargers to win this one and cover the 1.5-point spread. Chiefs at the Bengals. This is going to be a great game. The Chiefs are favored by 2.5 on the road. Bengals are coming off a huge win in Tennessee. Chiefs have just been on fire. I got to roll with the Chiefs to win this one because they have just been so dominant as of late. Patrick Mahomes is looking like an MVP. I kind of want to take the Bengals plus 2, but I'm not going to because the Chiefs have just been so good. So give me the Chiefs minus 2. I think they're finally going to get their revenge for last season. Colts at the Cowboys. The Cowboys are favored by 10.5 at home. I don't know why this is the Sunday Night Football game and not the Bengals Chiefs. I guess because, Cowboys get ratings and stuff. A lot of Cowboys fans out there. The Cowboys have been looking really good as of late. They handled business versus the Giants, even though it was a pretty close game. The Giants had the lead in the first half, but the Colts have been competitive in every game they've played since Jeff Saturday took over. Remember, they almost beat the Eagles. So with that being said, I'm taking the Colts plus 10.5. That is a huge spread. I know they just lost to the Steelers, but that's a really big spread. So give me them with the points. But obviously, I got to go with the Cowboys to win straight up. They're just a much better team and a really legit team that I can see making a playoff run. Finally, we got Monday Night Football. The Saints at the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are favored by 3.5 at home. Both these teams have been struggling big time. The Saints offense is non-existent. They got shut out by the 49ers last week, put up a whopping 0 points. The Bucs just lost to the Browns in overtime. Just really bad stuff for this NFC South division. I mean, no one has a winning record. It's a terrible division. I got to roll with Tom Brady here. I got to go with Tom Brady to get the win at home. Yes, I know the Saints have had the Bucs number throughout the past few years, but I just trust the Bucs more right now, and I can't see the Saints offense putting up enough points to win this one. So I'll take the Bucs to win straight up and the Bucs to cover the 3.5-point spread. Let me know your upset of the week, and you might be featured in the video next week if you get it right. Appreciate you watching till the end. Peace.